Awesome. Okay. Greetings, everyone. My name is Lisa Michaels, and I am with Brown Creative Group, and we specialize in digital marketing. And I want to welcome all of you to this webinar, and thank you so much for coming. This webinar is designed to kind of help you figure out where you are and where you need to go to achieve the goals you have set forth for 2023. So we're going to walk through some best practices, some applications, and then how to apply it to your business, and then what to do next. So to get started, a little bit about me. So I have over 20 years experience in marketing and consulting, firsthand experience running a business. I have been on both sides of the aisle. So I have been the business owner seeking marketing assistance, and I've been the marketing person helping the business owner. So I have a little bit of an understanding on how to translate some of the tools that sound techy to how it makes sense for your business, or doesn't, if it doesn't make sense for your business. So that's kind of one of the advantages I have over some folks when you chat with them about your digital marketing. I've been on both sides of the aisle. So you might be wondering, okay, did I pick the right place to come? Am I going to be is this where I need to be to learn what I want to learn? So if you're wanting to find out how to get found online, if you're wanting to find out how to stand out from your competitors, generate a consistent flow of new leads, or position your company for long-term growth, then you are in the right place. One of the favorite phrases I like to say or share with our clients is, if you do not know where you are going, you'll end up someplace else. So what our goal is to help you figure out where you've been, where you want to go, and how are you going to get there. This is a form that plants some seeds to kind of help you figure out how to think about your marketing, how to figure out that goal. Where do you want to go? How are you going to get there? So these are the questions you need to ask yourself. What was my 22 revenue? What is my projected 23 revenue, and how much will that be monthly? How does that break down into small bites? And then what's it going to take to get to that monthly average? Well, you're going to need to know your average transaction value. You're going to need to know the number of leads per month that you need to meet that monthly average. You're going to need to know your close rate. And then you're going to need to know what it is, your cost per lead. What's your budget allow? What is the average cost in your industry? And what will achieving your goal allow you to do? So that's kind of like a motivating factor to help you kind of understand your why when things get tough. You know, you want to look at what it's going to do for you and your business. So we filled in the blanks a little bit here so that you can apply real numbers to this. So let's hypothetically say in 2022, your annual revenue was $1 million. And in 2023, your projected revenue where you want to be is $1.5 million. So we break that down monthly. That's $125,000 a month. So what's it going to take to get there? Well, we know, hypothetically, your average transaction value is $5,000. So you're going to need an average of 25 sales per month to hit that revenue goal. Well, how are you going to get those 25 sales? Well, we also know you have a 25% close rate, which means you sell 25 out of every 100 leads. So the number of leads you're going to need to come in are 100 leads a month. Your cost per lead is around $100 per lead. So the question is, are you willing to spend $10,000 to get $125,000? Most everyone I know would say yes. So that's what marketing is all about. Marketing is you put X in, you get Y out. And this is how we determine the X's and the Y. So first off, we need to acknowledge that whereas word of mouth and referrals are great, they're not consistent in their volume enough to scale your business, to grow, to add team, to get yourself booked out weeks and months in advance. So The Small Business Administration recommends that a small business allocate 7 to 8% of their annual gross revenue to marketing. So an example of that would be $1 million in annual revenue. You're going to need to invest $70,000 to $80,000 a year to your marketing budget. Now, how do you spend that $70,000 to $80,000? Well, you want to pick 80 to 90% of it and put it in digital marketing. And then the other 10 to 20, you're going to want to put that into traditional marketing. So traditional marketing would be like vehicle wraps, print material, signage, things of that nature, yard signs, depending on your industry. Whereas the digital would be website, social media, Google, email marketing, things of that nature. So that kind of helps you get some foundation as to where we're going to go with the things we're going to talk about and why, based on the Small Business Administration. So reasons why businesses fail at marketing. Got a hunch you're going to be able to identify with most, if not all, of these. So your lack of comprehensive marketing plan. So it's like, I know I need to market. I'm not a marketer, so I'm just going to throw a bunch of stuff at the wall and see what sticks. Oftentimes when you do that, you don't have a clear message. You've probably got multiple businesses calling you, wanting you to advertise here and do this and do that. And everywhere your name is mentioned, it's got a different message. So you're not branding yourself well, and you're not having a consistent message out there of who you are. Lack of marketing expertise. Here again, maybe you just don't know what you're doing. Because you build widgets, you don't run a marketing company. So it's understandable that most business owners would not have the marketing expertise necessary to be successful. Or you just don't have the time to invest. And when you do have the time to invest, that leads right into the next one. You invest time when your business is slow, and as soon as you get busy, you quit marketing, and then you get slow again, and so it's very inconsistent. That roller coaster of a revenue stream based on your marketing is very frustrating. So what an actual marketing agency will do will make it possible for you to advertise consistently, which will keep your lead flow consistent. And then once your leads are coming in, most people don't track them. They don't know what's working, what's not working. Where did this lead come from? Did this magazine ad work for me? Did this Google paid thing I threw at the wall work? You don't measure it, you're not going to know what's working and what's not. Or oftentimes people just don't invest in marketing at all. So those are some of the issues that cause businesses to fail. Now we're going to talk about where your client is, how to approach them, how to talk to them. And I imagine there's going to be some information in here that's going to be very surprising that you never actually thought about before. This first one in itself is very informative. So at any given time, only 4% of your clients are ready to buy right now today. So the other 96% of your prospects are just becoming aware of a need or desire, or they're aware of it and they're starting to shop. They're starting to look around. They're starting to price and research and learn. And what we want to help you do is make sure that you're omnipresent across the web so they can find you when you're helping them become aware. Then they can find you when they're researching, and then they can find you when they're ready to buy. So that's kind of the reason you want a comprehensive marketing plan in place, so you touch that client all the way through the process. Well, where are they doing this process? Well, they're doing it on Google for one. 62.19 billion times a year people visit Google. And that's probably 12 months old, so it's probably even higher than that now. Search engine results page, that's what that SERP means. 90% of shoppers, people, you, me, everybody, 90% of us do not go past page 1. So if we don't find what we're looking for on page 1, well, actually, we'll find what we're looking for and we're calling whoever's there. That's generally the case. And then 84% of people search on Google 3+ times a day. I know I do. I ask Google everything. So I look for everything I need on Google. The other thing the other tool that people use is social media. 2.5 hours a day, most people spend on networking, on networks and messaging, social media apps. The demographic is perfect for pretty much any business. Everybody's out there. So my guess is most of our clients, I will say, their clientele is between 30 and 64. But regardless of who your customer is, they're on social media pretty much. And 68% of them are on Facebook. So a lot of times folks are like, well, Facebook's on its way out, blah, blah. No, Facebook has got the highest traffic of any other platform right now. And so Facebook and Instagram are still incredibly strong for your social media marketing. The other thing you need to take into account is your website, because your website says a whole lot about your business. Back in the day, it was your storefront. When people walked in your store, was it clean? Was it tidy? Was it, neatly and nicely put together so people could find what they were looking for? Well, now that's your website. You want to make sure that it checks all those boxes. Why? Because 38% of people stop browsing if your website's unattractive. 94% of them base their impression of your business on how your website looks. 40% will leave if your website doesn't load quick enough, and 75% judge your business credibility based on your website. What kind of groups are you part of? What kind of associations? Who endorses you? What are your certifications? Things of that nature. Those are hugely important to make sure they're on your website because they speak to your credibility. So, in order to check all those boxes and make sure you're utilizing all the tools that are made available to you to grow your business, you need a comprehensive marketing plan. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You want diversification and risk management. So you want to spread it out. Multiple reasons, not just the risk management, but because you want to touch people at every level. You want to reach customers at all 3 stages of their buyer's journey. Studies have also shown that people need to be touched by you, meaning see you, they run across you in their research, they see a sign or a truck or a postcard, a piece of mail, a banner ad, 8+ times before they actually become a lead. So what digital marketing does is helps you become omnipresent across all platforms, so you're hitting that 8+ touches more quickly or more faster. So this is kind of like the roadmap that's going to help you do that, and it's really quite simple. You want to determine who your buyer is. We want to figure out the message that's going to best speak to them. Then we create a marketing funnel. Then we pour the leads into the funnel through the conversion website and landing pages. How do we get ourselves to populate to find those people? Search engine optimization, paid acquisition, and social media. We want to work on your credibility through online reviews, and then we want to measure everything. So there's a good chance if you're watching this video or you're here at this webinar, you are suffering from not enough leads, not a clear enough message, all kinds of things that could challenge your business. And where you want to be is clear messaging, increased lead flow. You want to be easy to be found online, and you want to accelerate your growth. So those are some of the things we're going to talk about as we go through this whole program. So first off, we want to determine who's your buyer. What's your buyer's persona? What do they like? What do they do? Where do they hang out? So you want to define your ideal customer and create a profile that helps clearly identify their demographic, their values, their dreams, their goals, their pain points, and their challenges. And those last 2 are very important to get their attention, because they want to know why doing business with you is going to benefit them. That evokes an emotional reaction, and that's where you want to go with it. So by taking time to establish this clear target, your marketing will attract your ideal customer, and that's what you want. Much higher close rate if you're getting your ideal customer to engage with you. So your core messaging, what is it that is important to them? So we're going to communicate your company story to emotionally connect and build trust with your audience. We're going to craft a clear value proposition so that you stand out from the competition. Here again, that speaks to the pain points, the problem you're going to solve for them, those kind of things that draw attention to you and give them comfort in doing business with you. Then you want to convey your process, because this also lends comfort in an easy to understand manner so that they already know what to expect when they engage with you. Then we want to figure out where are they? Where is this perfect, this ideal customer? So the majority of consumers today do a lot of research online before they're ready to reach out to talk about their project or their need. So blogging is very important. Establishing yourself as an expert in your field, which is something that is something that we help you with through content. Then creating a marketing funnel can capture and nurture those leads through each stage of the buyer's journey. So we're going to be out there creating awareness, be making sure that you're a consideration and that your information is available and easy to convert when they're ready to make the decision. All of that stuff is involved in your marketing funnel. If you're not intentional about how you set this stuff up, you'll end up with holes in your bucket, and then you won't get the lead. They'll start to engage and then fall off. And that's just a waste of your time and energy. You don't want that to happen. Conversion focused website. So your website is your hub. That's kind of like your baseline. That is where you establish who you are to tell the world. Now you will spin off from your website with imagery and look and content and messaging, but your website is your hub. You want to make sure you do that first. You need a beautiful website that truly conveys who you are, who you serve, what you do, and why someone should do business with you. So you want to make sure that your website design fits your industry and what your prospect is in need of when they reach out to you. To give you an idea of what I'm speaking in a verbal word picture, if you're a plumber, your website does not need to be as pretty and eye-catching as, say, a boutique who's selling beauty or wanting someone to come in and look at something cool that they have. So depending on who you are, that's going to determine what focus you have on your website. But equally important, your website should be specifically built with clear calls to action to capture leads. So when someone gets there, you want them to know what you want them to do. Do you want to book an appointment? Do you want them to call you? Download a form? What is it? We make sure that you check all those boxes so you don't leave any questions unanswered. Search engine optimization. You want to be found online when people in your area are searching for what it is that you do instead of your competitors. Your website and Google My Business listing should be optimized with the right keywords, and you should build trust and authority online. So these two things are hugely important, but they do not happen overnight. That phrase, build authority. So what you're trying to do, because Google looks at content, they look at consistent, credible, consistent content. So constantly utilizing and spreading the word about who you are and what you do, and then making sure your content backs that up and is relevant and consistently new, that will help Google see that you are constantly in the process of growing and improving and helping people in your field. Paid acquisition. So paid acquisition happens quickly, whereas SEO happens slowly. So anytime a client comes on board with us, what we make sure they do is both, because you need those leads to flow today, but you don't want to overlook the need for authority with Google. So when you run a paid campaign on Google, Facebook, and Instagram, it can get you in front of your ideal customer and generate quick wins right out of the gate. because people go to Google to buy. People, when you advertise on Facebook, it causes them to be aware of who you are. And if they're already in the aware mode, then they're going to consider you as an option, click and do their research. So social media and Google both help you convert quickly, get your phone to ring, and engage with the customer who's looking for your product. You can build predictable flow of online leads while also being able to dial it up or dial it down. So if you get super busy, you don't spend as much. If you're in need, you spend a little more to get more leads. So it's a wonderful tool to help make the phone ring and generate interest in your business. Social engagement. So no matter what age or demographic your ideal customers are on social media, they are on social media, a majority of whom spend a few hours every day scrolling through Facebook, Instagram, and other networks. You want to post content that educates, informs, and engages with your audience so that you're always top of mind. So you're not always selling on social media, you're making yourself look like the expert in your field, which I'm sure you are. So you want to make sure the world knows that. And what happens is you're talking to them on social media, and in turn, they are learning about you, seeing you. That's part of that 8+ times you're touching them. And when they're ready to make a decision, they're going to go to Google and type in what they want. And when you pop up, they're already familiar with you and they give you a call and ta-da, you have a new customer. That's the way it works. Online reviews speak to your credibility. So anytime someone's considering a business, most everyone nowadays checks the reviews, looks and see what other people's experiences have been like. So you want to make sure you're putting a consistent effort into growing your reviews. It's not hard to get someone to give you a bad review. It's a little more challenging to get them to give you a good review. So you have to ask for it. You have to make it easy. And sometimes you have to ask several times. So we provide a tool that you can utilize via text or email that you can send directly to your customers when they're finished doing business with you to give you a review. And we also have ideas for not necessarily buying, but we can do drawings and things like that for people who engage with you on social media. So those are all your parts and pieces. Once you've got all those parts and pieces in place, the other thing that we always need to do is measure. So what we do is track all activity, whether it's a phone call, a web form, it's traffic on your website, it's visits to your Facebook, it's likes, clicks, all those things that help indicate how your campaign is working, where the pressure is, what people are most interested in. We're measuring all of that. Because if you don't measure it, you're not going to know what is and isn't working, and you're not going to be able to get better. And we always want to, exceed, year after year, month after month, let's work on becoming better at what we're doing, better at reaching our customer and telling our story. And your reporting mechanism will help you do just that. So that completes our map. So we've gone through every little step. I hope that once I went through each one of them, it did make it somewhat clear why each stop along the way is hugely important. You need to have a clear message and then walk it out through the tools that are available to you to generate those inbound leads. So you have a couple options. You could figure out how to do it yourself, or you could give me a call and we can set up an appointment to talk about setting this stuff up for your business and how it speaks to exactly what you need. So every single business utilizes the tools slightly different because they have a slightly different message. I would absolutely love to chat with any of you regarding this at a more specific level. So you can see my contact information is right there. Please reach out via email or phone, and let's schedule a time to talk specifics. I hope you had a wonderful time listening to my voice. I hope you learned something. It was a great time to share, and I look forward to chatting with each one of you individually. Have a wonderful day.